Hello and welcome back. So in the previous video, I spoke of some benefits that the practice we're about to do brings about. So if you didn't have a chance to look at that, please make sure and do. The practice we'll be doing today is called Kapalabhati breathing. In Sanskrit, the word Kapala roughly translates as skull, and Bhati roughly translates as luminosity or shining. So this word Kapalabhati, or this practice, is often described as the skull shining practice. It is not a pranayama practice, but it is a purifying practice. And it is important that you're sitting in a comfortable way, so there's no distractions with your knees, your joints in any way. So if you want to sit on a chair, then that might be wonderful. But if you're sitting on the floor, make sure that the spine maintains its natural curvature. So if you bring your hands back, you feel that curvature of the lumbar spine, that there's a rise from the base of the pelvic floor, that the shoulders broaden, that the back of the neck is toned, and that you feel the weight of gravity. But those of you who have the bandhas in place or are familiar with them, that you would engage them as well. That toning of the pelvic floor is very helpful. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, no worries, because you already have the practice to explore. So one thing at a time will serve best. The practice is really an active exhalation followed by a passive inhalation. So you are exhaling in a strong manner where the abdominal wall draws in, like a pumping action, and then the breath just comes in naturally. You're not even forcing it, just returns all on its own. Now, it is important that you take this at your own pace, your own rhythm. If you're just starting out, slower pace will be better. I will do it at a moderate pace, but feel free to slow it down a little bit more until you get it. And also, if you feel some tension throughout or any kind of stress, if you feel lightheaded, then it's best to stop altogether and return to a calming breath. You either took on too many repetitions at once, especially for starting out, or maybe there's something else going on. And if you find that you're doing this practice on a regular basis and you begin to experience things like loose stools, acid indigestion, or any kind of burning with digestion, then that means that the agni has gone too fast. So the practice is creating some excess heat, which you do not want. So then you would no longer work with this specific modality until, of course, things subside. And outside of that, it's just like anything else. Practice makes better. Yeah. So taking on Kapalabhati for maybe a minute or two and doing that on a regular basis will allow you to become familiar with the practice and what it really has to offer you, as opposed to, say, a big chunk of time and then not visiting it for quite some time. So just establishing a regular practice is the way in which it will unfold to you its benefits. So I will be doing 108. You will do however many it feels comfortable to you. Again, if any of the things that I mentioned previously come up for you, then just return to regular breathing. All right? So once you are seated comfortably, And you are ready to begin. We will first work with the sound of the bowl to just take a few regular breaths and scan the body for any places that may be holding on to tension, like the jaw, the lips, the tongue. And then once the bell is completed, then the practice will begin. And it's, again, just a pumping on the out breath of the abdominal wall. Okay, the rest of the body is as calm as you can have it. And a couple of rounds of Ujjayi breath or regular breathing. Kapalabhati breathing to strengthen immunity, the lungs, ability to focus, circulation, to tone the abdominal wall, to bring warmth on a cold day, and above all else, to reestablish your physical health by steadying Agni. Namaste.